Hello, everyone.
What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to an all-new episode of Tornado Takeover. We are your hosts.
I'm Fred.
And I'm Angela. And we had an action-packed show for you guys today. We have 2 weeks worth of Oklahoma sports to chat about. So we're going to talk some about obviously OU, OSU, Tulsa. The Thunder has kicked off, so we're going to
definitely get into that for you basketball fans out there.
Touch on the Thunder. A lot has been going on, or hasn't been going on, because I'm not sure what either OU or OSU football is doing. So we're going to break those down, see if we can try to figure out what exactly is going on. We have missed you guys, but we are back. So stay tuned for an action-packed show, because when we get back, baby, we're going to start rolling.
Yep.
Oh, guys,
what's going on, y'all?
We are back.
First of all, I'd like to say, everybody, thank you for your patience. Yes, it is 2 weeks. Had a lot going on, but we are back live and direct, baby. Tornado Takeover, talking about some good Oklahoma sports. So stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. You are correct there, babe. We do have a lot going on. We have had a lot going on. We've gone through 2 hurricanes. I just got back from my bachelorette party. We had.
I just got back to work.
You just went back to work. Sunday, we went to Miami to the Cardinals-Dolphins game.
We also had and just kind of throw it in there. Shout out to those who are in support of fighting breast cancer and cancer in general. We did go to the walk on Saturday.
The breast cancer, making strides against breast cancer for Tampa and Pinellas County, because we are in the Hillsborough County, Tampa area. So we've had a busy,
very, very
busy. I would say the month of October, basically between hurricanes.
It's been a green light all the way through.
Everything like that. So we're excited to be back. We have definitely missed you guys. Definitely missed being on the air. I was hoping there would be some way on God's green earth that I would be able to jump on last week so we could do the show. But since I was in Arizona and you were here, I was 3 hours behind. It just didn't work. There was no way. I was like, I would have had to find the most like a coffee shop or something just to do the show. And I was like, I mean, I wouldn't have opposed to doing it, but it was either that or get to the airport like 4 hours early to do the show. And I was like, absolutely
and also, I wasn't opposed to doing it by myself either. But at the same time, no, I wasn't. But at the same time, though, it's, 2 isn't better than 1.
You missed me. That's what it was.
Well, more make sure that you missed me too. I know you were out there in Scottsdale, having fun, and
I did.
It is, and for the record, just kind of throwing it in there real briefly. Phoenix, Arizona is definitely one of my favorite cities. It is definitely your happy place that you like being in. I got to experience it for the first time last year, and I must say I absolutely enjoyed it. It is a beautiful, beautiful city.
If you've never been, go check it out.
You gotta go.
All right.
Good food out there too.
So like we said, we have a lot we're going to get to this show. We did start about 45 minutes early, so it's going to be a longer show, but we're going to talk about some OU football or lack thereof on the field. Not sure what is going on, so we'll try to break that down, see if we can figure out what's going on here.
Yeah,
changing quarterbacks, all this stuff. We're going to talk about the men's and women's basketball team for OU, because they are, getting ready to gear up to start their season on Monday. There'll be a doubleheader, so we'll get into that. Talk about women's soccer, falling a little bit short of making that SEC tournament this year. we'll get into that, get into cross country. You guys know the drill. Then we're going to
women's volleyball.
We're going to get into
OSU sports,
men and women's golf. Then we're going to switch to OSU, talk some football. What is going on with these Cowboys? And we're not talking about Dallas. We're talking about OSU.
That's a whole nother study for another time. But moving forward.
And then we're going to jump into, again, some more. There's great accolades for the women's soccer we want to let you guys know about.
Sure.
Again, volleyball, soccer, basketball is getting ready to kick off. And then we're going to jump into some Tulsa sports talk. They had a great victory on homecoming, so we'll get into that.
Absolutely.
And we will just
round it out with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Obviously, we're going to talk about the Thunder and how they're number one in the West.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned. We're going to be right back after this quick break from our sponsors. Always make sure you follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Tornado TKOV_IE. That is where you can chat with us during games or just throughout and get the latest on.
And hey, give us a shout out while you're on the show. If you're watching live, give us a shout out.
Yeah, if you're watching live, please let us know where you're watching from. We'll definitely give you a shout out.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. We're going to jump into this quick break right now. We're going to hear from IE Sports Radio, Planet Jerky, and Seal the Deal, Wax Seal. And then we will be right back.
Stay tuned.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right,
Hey.
guys, welcome back to Tornado Takeover. This is episode 7.
Yeah. And to let it be known, in case you don't know, I am one of your hosts, Fred.
And I am Angela.
Hey. So we're going to start it off.
All right.
Jam-packed, guys. Just stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we're going to kick it off with some OU Boomer.
Boomer.
Sooner.
Boomer.
Sooner.
Boomer.
Sooner.
Now, I'm going to ride with my OU Sooners, but right now,
They're not looking too good.
where do we start? Hey, you want to take this one?
All right. So OU football lost to South Carolina 9-35 at home. Unfortunately, I could not watch this game. I know you were at work. You were unable to watch it. But when I was tracking the score, I said, what is happening? What is going on here?
What is going on here?
So not only did we lose to South Carolina at home, but then we went on. I mean, we got mollywopped. We didn't just get. We didn't lose.
We took
We
a
got
beat.
mollywopped 9-35. So what we do? Kick 3 field goals?
Right.
Like what the?
What just happened? What in the ham sandwiches is going on here?
Yeah.
PG-13.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then the next weekend, past Saturday, we ended up losing to Ole Miss 14-26.
12-point game.
Guys, we're on a 3-game losing streak. 3 games. We lost to Texas, to South Carolina, and now to Ole Miss.
What's going on here?
So
Texas, we got decimated.
that brings up the question, what is happening to OU football?
Right.
Is it the quarterback? Are we being I hate to say it, and I don't like saying this,
No, say it.
but are we being exposed for who we really are?
Yeah.
Is it the fact that Dylan Gabriel really did hold this team together? Or is it the fact that we have been struck by the injury bug, so bad because we're without literally every top wide receiver.
Right.
I mean,
They're
we're
all
reaching
out.
into the stands going,
Hey,
you
man,
want to
you
play?
want a jersey? Come
I'll
on.
throw a jersey on you, go out there and catch a ball for 5 or 10 yards,
Yeah.
and you got a scholarship.
Right. And we
Because-
will sign you.
What is happening to Oklahoma?
Is it coaching
football?
staff? Are we making the right adjustments? Now, we did notice for those who did watch the game that Jackson Arnold did play this last game. And to his credit, he actually did well.
He did a lot better than
Hawkins
I will
Jr.
say
And-
that
and
he
I'll-
has.
And I like Hawkins Jr. Hawkins Jr., he's young. Let's just be real, guys. He's young. He's got a lot of growing. But he has a lot of talent. He definitely has ability. So there's always room for improvement. Putting Jackson Arnold back in the lineup in terms of being the quarterback, maybe that break did him some good. But there is absolutely no reason we should be losing the way that we're losing.
Okay, let's break down real quick against South Carolina, because this is where my irritation and my frustration comes in. We had 19 first downs. South Carolina had 15. We were 6 and 9 for third down conversions, while they were 6 and 18. We were 1 and 5 on fourth down efficiencies, while they were 0 and 1. We had 291 yards for total yards, while they only had 254. We had more passing yards, less penalties, and we had 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
4 turnovers.
That's bad. That's awful. Mind you, we had more passing yards, less penalties. And still lost the game.
We did have less rushing yards, but what
is going on?
What is happening?
Right. So, Mr. Venables,
I'm gonna need some answers.
We need you to do whatever you need to do to bring OU back up to its original glory.
Michael Hawkins ended up with 2 interceptions. He was 3 for 5 for 18 yards and 2 interceptions. And then they put Jackson. This is going back a week. So this is talking about the 19th, October the 19th, when we hosted South Carolina Gamecocks. They ended up putting Jackson Arnold in, who went 18 for 36, 225 yards and a touchdown. So we did get 1 touchdown. It wasn't just 3 field goals. And then Luke Elzinga, that guy, went 1 for 1 with -5 yards. Yeah, get off. Get by.
Yeah, Don't have a seat.
So but then again, we're without
our
top receivers.
And I think in total fairness,
Jackson Arnold had 2 fumbles.
It does affect. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Jackson Arnold had 2 fumbles. Javonte Barnes had a fumble and a turnover, essentially. Yo, we had 6 fumbles during this game.
Yeah, that's bad.
Michael Hawkins had a fumble and a turnover. JJ Hester had a fumble, and Khalib Hicks had a fumble. 6 fumbles, 2 that we lost. 2. What?
6 fumbles is bad.
The fact that Danny Stutzman only had 16 tackles, total tackles, 16 for Danny Stutzman.
So that brings it back to the original
Billy Bowman only had 3.
That we had in the beginning. Are the covers getting pulled off? And especially going to this new conference, real quick, are the covers getting pulled off and people are starting to see our weaknesses and exploiting them now?
I think our weaknesses are our injuries. Our O-line is basically
they're playing like trash.
Freshmen.
I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
But they're hurt. They're basically freshmen. We have no receivers.
We're switching quarterbacks.
But we were so straight-minded when it came to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
That now that Dylan Gabriel is no longer on the team, it's just like,
what do we do now?
What do we do, George? Which way do we go?
And that's a testament to what he brought to OU. I mean, let's keep it real, guys. Dylan Gabriel was a solid quarterback for Oklahoma, and it was shown in his game. But now that he's not here, so now we're making the adjustments that we're making. We started in a new conference, so now I think that.
Well, let's look at the Ole Miss game.
Let's talk about it.
So Ole Miss, again, we had more first down conversions, 24-18. We were 8 and 18 in third down efficiencies, 2 and 5 in fourth down efficiencies, whereas Ole Miss was 5 and 13 and 0 and 2 in third and fourth down efficiencies. Now, we did have less total yards. And that is where the passing yards, they demolished us. They had 311 passing yards for 120. We had 182 passing yards. But our run game, we had 147 rushing versus their 69 rushing. Turnovers, 2 turnovers versus their 1. We had 2 fumbles for losses. Again.
There we go. Not taking care of the ball.
And they had 1. What is it going to take? Why can we not protect the ball? Why can we I feel like we're having to go back now to football 101 fundamentals.
Right. Tucking the ball.
Like, I don't know where our football is.
Here,
I'll use this one. But why are we, I know this is way too big. We had, it's right here. Hold on. All right. But I feel like so many players are just running around like holding the tip of the ball, just
and not protecting the ball. All they got to do is swat it.
Tuck it, hold it. Like, what happened to running like this?
Protect the ball.
Like, why are we just like out here? Hello, you want it?
Come get me.
You want it?
Right.
You like
right. Anyone, if you know anything about fundamentals, you tuck the ball.
Tuck it, protect it.
Right.
Like
that keeps
we
it
just out here too hard. They're out here trying to be Mr. Tough Guy,
or trying to be Mr. Showboat.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be pretty. And then you're losing the ball.
And then the snapping when we're snapping and not like that connection. I'm literally getting so irritated because it's like, yes, we were so good in the Big 12. Yes, we've been so good in the Big 12, which is why we moved over to the SEC. But it's almost like, again, we're getting exposed for who we really are.
Absolutely.
And it's frustrating. It's annoying because it's like
they have the talent.
We have
the
minus the quarterback. I mean the receivers
and the O-line, you know, but the talent's there. We're just not seeing any production right now.
It's ridiculous. And I feel bad for our seniors. I feel bad for the guys like Danny Stutzman, who decided to come back for his senior year instead of going to, entering the draft.
Right.
He decided to come back, did this grandiose video saying that he was coming back, all for it to be
to start off really
a shit show. Excuse my language, but that's what this season is.
It's basically been a circus.
I mean, it's
a bad circus.
They're 4-4, 1-4 in the conference. The only team that we beat was Auburn in the conference.
Yep.
We've lost to South Carolina. We've lost to
Texas,
and we
lost to Ole Miss.
Well, Ole Miss, Texas, Tennessee,
and South Carolina.
That's the four. That's the four. Right. And then the one game we won was Auburn.
We beat Auburn.
And I'm not gonna lie, this weekend I don't agree with the schedule. I don't know who did the schedule. We're playing Maine.
Yeah.
At home, and it's like, I don't agree with throwing a non-conference, I'm going to say it that way, throwing a non-conference game into the mix of conference season. Because I feel like with conference season, you get so hyped, you get so pumped, all this, and then you're throwing in a non-conference game. It's like, this better be a turnaround game. Because let me just tell you, after Maine this weekend, we're going to be at Mizzou. Missouri's ranked 25 now. Then we host Alabama on the 23rd. And then we're at LSU to close it off. We got 4 games. If we want to be bowl eligible, you got to win at least 2 of those 4 games. We cannot
afford to lose any game, really, but you have to at least win 2.
And Maine's also 4-4 though.
Right.
I mean, Mizzou, Auburn, Mizzou, Alabama, and LSU are all 6-2 and all ranked. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Y'all better get your shit together. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Get it together. Because
I agree, because you got a long
I'm gonna tell you what, somebody's head's on the chopping block. If we don't figure this out, we don't figure it out quick.
Right. So whatever adjustments need to be made, you better do it now, because you got a long road ahead of you.
That's all I'm saying. Y'all want to be playing December ball?
Yeah.
Get it together.
Better step it up, buddy.
Get it together. All right, I don't know about you, but I'm done talking about OU football because they done made me so daggone irritated.
Yeah. They could play a lot better than that.
Ridiculous.
Is it coaching? But whatever. Let's move forward.
Ridiculous. All right, we're going to switching gears over to men's and women's cross country. They just were in 2 weeks ago. The Arturo
Barrios Invitational.
Barrios is not Barrios.
Barrios. It looked like L's the way you spelled it.
Sorry. Barrios Invitational. It was in Texas at Texas A&M. So apologies if we pronounced that wrong. Both the men's and the women's and women's finished 6th place. So congratulations to them. SEC championship is going to be in College Station, Texas, starting on Friday. And Tobias Chariot. Yeah. Okay. And Leah, y'all.
Bear with us, guys. Gerudo.
All right. I could get Tobias.
Yeah.
Tobias
we've heard
and
that
Leah.
At least, we've heard that at least once.
All right. Tobias and Leah have both been named for the men's and the women's SEC Runners of the Week. So congratulations to you two. And like I said, that was their last invitational. They do have the SEC championship coming up on Friday. So if you are into men's and women's cross country, definitely check those out. We're going to switch over real quick to talk about some men's and women's golf. Men and the women, I believe. No, men. We'll break down the men real quick. Men's was in the Stevens Cup. They placed 4th out of 6. They were 15 over. Let me just tell you, I don't play the sport. I don't really watch it. So I'm just reading what was written on the screen. Okay. It said 4th dash.
For those that
6.
know, they know.
All right. The bronze medal, that was between the October 21st and 23rd. On the 23rd was the bronze medal match versus San Diego State University, where they won 3.5 to 1.5. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. They're going to be playing this weekend in Hawaii.
Hey, Hawaii.
In the Canapie Classic. So that is for your men. Women's golf was at the Dell McNamara Invitational. They placed 3rd out of 16. From the 4th, that was 2 weeks ago. We were on the 15th, so that was the 14th and the 15th.
Congrats.
They were in the Jim West Challenge, where they placed 3rd out of 12 on the 20th and 21st. And then
Congrats.
From yesterday and today, they are in the Charles Schwab Invitational, where yesterday they finished 8th after 36 holes.
Not bad.
So we haven't gotten today's yet, but that was the latest. So congratulations to both men's and women's golf. Y'all is doing your thing out there.
Do what you do.
All right. So now I'm going to switching gears to women's soccer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to Missouri, 3-1 on the 18th. Ended up beating Ole Miss at home, 4-1 on the 24th. And then Sunday, the 27th, they ended up winning in Gainesville, Florida, against the Florida Gators, 1-0. And that was the regular season finale. The Sooners did finish 10-7-1 overall, with being 3-6-1 in the conference. So unfortunately, conference play is going to be starting Sunday in Pensacola, the SEC conference for women's soccer. However, the Sooners fall short as only the top 12 teams play. And our lovely Lady Sooners were number 13 in the conference. Mississippi State did finish number 1 in the conference, and the first 4 teams will get a bye. All right, let's jump over to some men's and women's basketball real quick, and then we'll round it out with volleyball. We'll take a short break, and then we'll be back. So men's volleyball.
Basketball.
Men's basketball. Whoa. Sorry. We don't have a men's volleyball team, but I know there are some schools that did. This college that I went to had a men's volleyball team.
Okay.
All right. I'm actually going to start off with women's basketball because they have an exhibition tonight, October 29th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time versus Oklahoma Christian at Lloyd
Noble Center?
Lloyd Noble Center. I wanted to call him Lloyd Reynolds, and I knew that wasn't right. Lloyd Noble Center. I didn't write it down because I knew I was going to remember, and guess what? I forgot. All right. And then men's basketball, so I'm going to kind of intertwine these two. Men's basketball is having their Crimson and Cream scrimmage tomorrow, October the 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Monday, both your lady and male Sooners will be playing in a doubleheader on Monday, November the 4th. They're kicking off this season. Your lady Sooners will be playing at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time against Southern. And your Sooner basketball men's will be playing Lindenwood at 8 p.m. also on Monday, November the 4th. So that is a doubleheader, 2-for-1 at the Lloyd Noble Center. So check those out. Good news, bad news situation. Bad news, media has said that they're predicting OU to finish 16th in the SEC. With Alabama being on top. I think there's like 18 teams now in the SEC or something like that. Anyways, we're down at the bottom.
Sure.
But the good news is the women, the media has announced, they have predicted, not announced, but predicted that the Lady Sooners are going to finish 4th in the SEC. And no surprise here, they have South Carolina finishing on top of the SEC. So now we're going to jump into a little bit of some, sorry, I have to use my phone for this because I forgot to write it down. Nope, we got to talk about some volleyball here. Our Lady Sooner volleyball team is not doing the very best. No. They are 9-8 overall, 3-6 in the conference. So we have been doing over 500.
Right. But not as good as we could.
But conference play has not been good at all.
Right.
It looks like, when was the last? Okay, so we did beat Georgia in Athens 3-2 on Friday the 18th. Then we ended up losing on Sunday the 20th, 1-3 versus South Carolina. We beat Alabama at home on Wednesday the 23rd, 3-0, and then ended up losing to Missouri 2-3 on this past Sunday. They will take on Texas in Austin on November the 3rd on this Sunday, and then next Friday the 8th they will close out conference play close out play versus Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi. Oh wait, I lied. Ha. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still a lot more matches. Don't ignore
at least 5 more.
Ignore that we're going to close out. But we'll break down the rest of the matches later. Yeah. So I'm not very, I hate to say it, I'm not very hopeful on our ladies Sooner volleyball team. They are trying, they are getting there. We got to get some more conference wins. Are you okay over here?
Oh, fine. it's my day off today, so I'm a little in relaxed mode, but I'm still game. And I agree. I would like to be more hopeful, and I will be, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta call ace and a spade a spade.
We need to get some more conference wins under our belt.
We do, and really just all across the board, OU right now.
Yeah, OU sports is a little struggling.
They're a little on the shaky side right now, And here's the thing, whenever Oklahoma's on point and
they're dominant.
Defense-wise, football defense, offense, the talent is there. I just need us to figure out whatever we need to do, figure out these problems, work out these kinks, and let's be the powerhouse, like Angela said, that OU's been known for. They have the name for a reason. I just need y'all to follow up on that. It's there.
Well, I think it was a big adjustment coming from the Big 12, where we were kind of dominant, coming into the SEC, where you have other dominant teams such as Alabama, such as LSU. There's
South Carolina.
Well, in all general sports.
Right.
So I'm hoping, clearly we're going to be on the quest for number 5 rings for our Lady Sooner softball.
Sure.
But, hopefully they're the team, the Lady Sooner basketball. They can, bring us some victories, some hopes. But right now, it's not looking too good for OU sports. We are a little bit on the struggle bus.
Yes, we have to do better.
Yes.
Got to do better.
All right, so we're going to ask you a quick trivia question real quick, if I can find them down here. These are very interesting, unique questions about Oklahoma.
Things that you may or may not have known.
Yes, so the bread tie was invented, the bread twist tie.
In what town or city?
Was invented in Oklahoma, but what Oklahoma city was it invented in? So we're going to take us a short break here. When we get back, we will let you know the answer to this question. We will also talk about some OSU Cowboy sports, and then we'll break down some Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. And
that's what it is.
And then later on, we'll get into some OKC Thunder.
And kind of throwing it out there just real fast, super fast. Everybody's seen a bread twist tie, but we didn't know, for those of us who didn't know, it was invented. We're about to get to that.
I didn't know. I don't know why I got ready to cover my mouth. You were about to cough, and I just covered my mouth.
I think we were just doing that because I was doing it. It's like a mirroring thing. But stay tuned. We will have the answer for you. We will get into some OSU sports here at IE Sports.
You're watching Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll see you guys in just a second.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports, exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
Hello, ladies and sinners. Hello, sports fans around the world. Hello, IE Sports family. This is Cale Henderson, the host of IE Vegas, the Sin City Sports Show. presented by IE Sports Radio. If you folks are interested in sports in the Vegas area, if you're wanting to have a blast for 1 hour, every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this is a show built for the Vegas sports fans, where we feature the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, and the University of Las Vegas, Nevada Rebels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, MLB team coming soon. Either way, if you folks are looking to have a blast for 1 hour each and every week, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you folks are interested in Vegas sports news, go to our Twitter at SinCities_IESR, and you can speak with me, the host, Cale Henderson, at Cale_Henderson on Twitter at any time. Be happy to reply. Always want to reach out to our fans. Again, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Shout out to Welcome Back, Mr. Carter. Just had to throw that out there.
What song is that from?
Welcome back, Mr. Carter.
Oh, that's right.
Mr. Carter is actually the name of the show, but it sounds like Carter, so just thought I'd throw it out there. To you old school heads, she's a little young, so she may not
I'm not young.
She might need ID. She might be too young to know what Welcome Back, Mr. Carter is. But for those of you out there who know, you know what it is, guys. I said it out loud. My bad, y'all. Anyway, moving forward. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming back. Ooh-wee, I might be in trouble.
All right. Anyways, moving along. Welcome back to the Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Again, guys, I am Fred.
And I'm Angela. And before we went on break, we asked what the bread
twist.
Rewind. The bread twist tie was invented in what Oklahoma city? And the answer is, drum roll, please, Maysville.
That you didn't
know. Do you know why it was invented?
I think probably for the reason why we needed it, so that we can keep our bread fresh.
I just didn't know why you was reading about it.
I just thought that was interesting because me being from Oklahoma, I honestly didn't know that. But as I was going through my trivia and I saw that, and the funny thing is, just kind of throwing it out there for, if you know, most of us, we throw the bread tie away and just toss it. And then we'll just kind of tie on the bread.
I don't.
So now we know why that was invented. Yeah, me.
No, you don't throw it away. You leave it on the kitchen counter.
I've thrown it away a couple times.
I save them because when I make hair bows, I use it to tie the hair.
So now we need to know where the hair bow tie was invented in our house. That was made out of the bread twist tie. So we took the bread twist tie and turned it into a hair bow.
When I loop the ribbon to make and I pinch it to make it. Nowadays, people use the little baby hair rubber band,
right?
But I use the twist tie. I'm gonna show you when we get downstairs. All those cheerleading hair bows I use. I made twist tie.
That'll be our next trivia. Where's your hair bow tie come from? That originally was the bread twist tie.
No. I'm done with you. I love you, but I love you
too. All right, moving forward, guys.
We're going to jump into some OSU Cowboys.
Shout out to Pistol Pete.
I was about to say, all right, Pistol Pete.
That's why I did that.
Siri wanted to be up all in the show.
Well, shout out to, I'll say the name, but we already know what's going to happen. Shout out to. All right, getting into the Cowboys.
Oh, Lord. I told y'all this game. I said it. There was no way. And then it almost happened.
And then it almost happened.
The Cowboys fall to the BYU Cougars, 38-35.
Actually, a very good game.
You watched that game.
I did. I was very impressed with how OSU played. I have to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be more of a blowout.
I was at a rodeo.
I'm just going to, okay, it must be nice. You know, you can go to rodeos and, you know, me, I have to, you know, stay home while you're out there having fun, you know. Maybe I can have fun, you know. I had fun watching the game, you know, but I was at a rodeo, you know. Must be nice, you know.
All right. Anyways, back to the game. Back to your
OSU Cowboys. You know, she could have watched me. She was at a rodeo. But anyway, with that being said, OSU actually played fairly well. I thought it was going to be more of a blowout, like I just said earlier. But for them to, even though we lost by a 3-point game, OSU held their own very well. There were times when they actually had control of the game. They had the lead. Ollie Gordon looked more like Ollie Gordon of old, but we couldn't clinch it out. So I'm wondering what's going on over there. They played a lot better than OU.
I mean, looking at these, excuse me there just a second. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You still thinking about the rodeo?
No. So looking at the game, we didn't have as many first downs as BYU. Our total yards was about 52 less than BYU. I don't know what happened with passing yards because we had 152 and they had 216 passing yards. But rushing yards was pretty about equal. We had 37 attempts for a total of 269 yards, where they only had 36 attempts, but 255 yards. So clearly, Mr. Gordon was back on his game plan here.
Definitely. He was looking sharp out there.
Let's see. Ollie Gordon, Ollie Gordon the second, had 16 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. His longest, I can't slide over, his longest run was 50 yards. So, you know, that's pretty much
that's decent.
I will say Alan Bowman was 11 for 19 for 85 yards. Garrett Rangel came in for 6 of 9. He was 6 of 9 for 51 yards. Both Bowman and Rangel had one television. What is happening? One touchdown.
They only had one television. They had to share it.
They each had one touchdown and one interception. And then Brennan Presley came in, was 1 for 1 for 16 yards with a touchdown. Brennan Presley, I believe, is a receiver. Must have been some trickery. Yeah, he's a wide receiver from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He led the team with 5 receptions, 43 yards, and a touchdown. And then Ollie Gordon had a receiving touchdown. Alan Bowman had a receiving touchdown. The quarterback. Oh, we was pulling some trickery out of here. Some straight trickery. All right, let's break down what happened. Then this past weekend, they just went off to BYU and ended up losing 28-38. Pretend like there's a space between the 38 and the 2. Excuse me, to Baylor. So, I don't know if our rushing, I don't know what,
It raises an eyebrow about the rushing.
Yeah, we only had 74 yards for 34 attempts. Meanwhile, they had 38 attempts for 343 yards.
Right. Somebody playing defense that day.
We had 2 turnovers. They had 1. We had an interception and a fumble loss. We did pick them off 1 time. These stats depress me.
And if you're an OSU fan, they should depress you too.
I mean, so the question is what is it Mike Gundy's turn to go?
If the losing streak goes on, that may be what's next in line. I'm not trying to talk that over the man, but you already know what time it is, guys. For those of you who watch sports, teams get to losing over and over and over again. Heads roll.
I mean,
and Mike Gundy, I like Mike Gundy.
They're right now. They're 3-5.
Right.
They're 3-5, and they're at the bottom. They are in last dead place. They are 0-5 in the conference. They are sitting at the lowest of lows. You can't get no lower.
Right.
When it comes to
they're at the underbelly of
the sea.
Right. Like if the lowest you can go point on earth, they're lower than that right now. They're like at the bottom of the totem pole. And that is not good to be the bottom.
They're 2-2 at home, 1-3 on the road. Their only road win was against Tulsa.
Right.
Well, hello.
Yeah. I mean, is that a surprise? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to need these OUs and OSUs to get themselves together.
I'm just going to need football in the state of Oklahoma to get itself together.
Yeah. Y'all need to go to the drawing board, get on that chalkboard. Hey, check this out,
We
guys.
need some new X's and some new O's.
Something,
I don't know
some
if
new routes, whatever.
I don't know if we got to do triangles and starfish right now or what. But
or run some basketball plays out there, whatever. I don't know what these have.
Something ain't working.
Yeah, something is definite. The math ain't mathing. I don't know.
I don't know. I was hoping a headbutt would have knocked some common sense into Mike Gundy, but clearly that didn't.
And the thing is, the game that they played, they were actually playing fairly well.
I really thought that BYU was going to
I thought they was going to smash them.
Mollywop them. But
you know what I'm saying?
They really didn't.
They actually held on very well to lose in a 3-point game. So, you know.
And we did watch part of the OSU Baylor game.
Yeah.
And they weren't playing bad,
but they weren't playing that good either.
It wasn't the team that we saw at the beginning of the season that was ranked, 15, 14.
Right.
And
looking fresh, hot off the plate. Like
was literally Ollie Gordon was just bulldozing everybody. It's again, are we getting exposed?
Right.
You were in a new conference. We got not a new conference, but we're in the same conference. We got new conference teams
that we're playing against.
And I'm going to be honest. They're playing Arizona State, the Sun Devils.
Hey, represent.
This weekend.
Yeah. They might have their hands full.
I mean, I know this is an Oklahoma show and all, and I'm supposed to say go Cowboys, but
hey, you got to represent. I'm still gonna go for my Cowboys on this.
The baby girl that I raised just graduated from nursing school from
Shout
Arizona
out.
State, so it's gonna be Forkham for me. I'm sorry, we're gonna be rivals right now.
Okay, well we already are. If you guys can see back there, you already know what time it is. There's a reason why I sit on this side and she sits on that side. There's a reason.
Because red looks good on me. No,
it looks good on me too. But only when you guys are playing us. And, just kind of throwing it out there. Y'all won this last Sunday.
We won the last 2 games that I was at. Thank you very much.
Because you were there.
I just can't afford to be traveling.
There's certain individuals that can do that. But, anyway, with that being said, moving forward.
I'm not it.
Arizona State will be playing the Cowboys next. Let's see.
In Stillwater.
Ooh. At home. Mike Gundy, I love you to death, man, but figure it out. Maybe you need another headbutt. I don't
think the headbutt worked.
Maybe you need to go ahead and collab with your animals out there. I don't know. Y'all need to let them come up with some play. I don't know. I don't know. I'm in the wilderness lost. Which way do we go, George? Which way do we go?
Anyways,
moving forward.
Let's transition. Lord, I can't talk today. Let's transition to a team in OSU that can actually win. And I am talking about the women's soccer program. Hey. That is right. Congratulations to our Cowgirls. We're going to jump in and talk about some women's soccer real quick. So the OSU Cowgirls yeehaw, are sitting number 5th in the conference. They are 13-3-3 overall, being 6-3-2 in conference play. They did on the 17th beat Iowa State 3-0. They on the 20th, Sunday the 20th, they did play in Orlando at UCF and won 2-0. Unfortunately, they played back at home, their last home game, and ended up losing 2-0 against TCU on the 25th. The Big 12 tournament will be taking place at CPKC Stadium in Kansas City starting tomorrow, Wednesday the 30th, where OSU Cowgirls will take on Cincinnati at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. And it'll go, and championship match will be on November the 9th. So going back to our congratulations, Cowgirls, we had 3 players on first team, all Big 12, and 3 players on the second team, all Big 12. So defensive player Alex Morris, midfielder Scarlett, she probably pronounces it Scarlett.
Correct, I guess. I really don't know how to pronounce that.
Padina and Loudon Wilson, midfielder Loudon Wilson. Those 3 ladies were on the all Big 12 first team. Goaltender Grace Gordon, defender Molly Branner, and forward Gracie Bendenbutel. I don't know. Bendenbutel? We're going to go with that. Those 3 ladies were on the All Big 12 second team. So congratulations to you, ladies. Also, Caitlin Hoppers was named to the Big 12 All Freshman team. And then also want to shout out again Miss Alex Morris, as she was named to the Big 12 Soccer Scholar Athlete of the Year. That is the first time that honor has ever come to Oklahoma State. So again, congratulations to these lovely players.
Just made history.
As a student athlete myself, it is a lot for these, not just these ladies, but all these student athletes that we talk about on our show, to not only perform and play to their highest level potentials when it comes to their respective sports. Some of them will never play sports again. Some of these soccer ladies will never make it to their dream of being in the World Cup. They'll never make that dream of being on an NWSL team or a
national team or anything.
An EPL Olympics team, women's EPL team, or they may make a team like in Australia or Germany, like a small, but none of those big teams make it to an Olympics. They may never, excuse me. Oh my God.
But something, just kind of add to that. I do believe that's why it's important to get your education as well.
Yeah.
Definitely go for your dream. If you have a dream of playing football or playing basketball or soccer or whatever, hey, go for it. But if you know anything about not just professional, but even collegiate sports, injuries happen all the time. And sometimes they happen, like she said, and sometimes they don't. But you want to make sure that you're there to have something to fall back on.
If you think about it, real quick, just want to shout out T5 in the chat. He is our host of Crescent City Connection on Saturdays, talking all things Louisiana. He said, woo, woo. What's good, fam? Have a great show from Crescent City Connections. Thank you, T5.
Shout out T5.
Make sure if you are a Saints fan, a Pelicans fan, LSU, Tiger, Tulane, Green Wave, Raging Cajun, ULM. He does all of those Saturdays at 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. Check him out right here on IE Sports Radio. Great host. He also is co-hosting some now with our wrestling show. So shout out T5. Glad to have you in the chat.
Appreciate you, T5.
But yeah, what we were just chatting about, like, you know, softball, there is like professional, but it's not like the MLB or the NBA. You know, it's like a minor league professional softball.
Right.
You know, so you think about the fact when I see these young athletes get these honors, not only do they kill it on the field, like, you know, they put their heart and soul stuff that they've known since they were 5 years old.
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, they're going to college. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have been to college. I've been to college. College is not easy. And to be a student athlete on top, you have to
make sure your grades up. Make sure that you're keeping your health up so that you can perform.
Exactly. And then your schedule, you've got practices, you've got classes, you've got to make sure you're eating, you've got study hall, you've got this, you got to meet with trainers, you got to do this, and this.
Meet your deadlines, all that.
I mean, I was a cheerleader in college, and I know some people are like, cheerleading is not a sport. Well, to you. I shattered my knee cheerleading, okay? I got a football injury from cheerleading and dance. So, you don't think cheerleading is a sport.
Take that.
But it was like, we would get up, we had to have breakfast. Then there were some days at 6 a.m. we were running. And I went to a small college, and let me tell you, I went to Mount Olive College, which is now the University of Mount Olive.
Shout out to the University of Mount Olive too, by the way. I got to see the campus.
I took him to the campus. Y'all, there is nothing in this town except for a hog farm and a pickle plant. Okay? And when I tell you at 6 a.m. when you're running and that breeze hits just right, you don't know if you're going to get a freshness of dill pickle or if you're going to get that funk of a
that
hog farm.
That piggly funk.
All right. So, you know, we would get up, run at 6 a.m. Then some of us had 8 a.m. classes. Sometimes we would have, because it was a Christian college, we had chapel at like 10 o'clock. So it was like, by the time we got out of class, you're exhausted, but then you got to go to practice, and then you're trying to maintain a social life outside of it. It was rough. So to all these athletes that are getting these scholars, like especially not just on the field, but off the field, also major
props.
Kudos to y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what we got next. Sorry, my head is itching really bad. That was bad. Oh my God. I am struggling today. All right, so hold on. I'm a little hot mess. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess today. All right, now we're gonna chat some men's and women's cross country here. It's not on there. Okay. Yeah, I'm on the struggle bus. All right. Men's and women's cross country. Let's see. They were I'm not prepared right now, clearly. Oh no. Oh God. They did run, I believe oh shoot. I'm having a brain fart. Y'all please bear with me, chemo brain. I'm so sorry. I'm having a major chemo brain at this
present moment in time.
T5 said, thanks, fam. Congrats to you both. I'll do my Kyler and Jerry Jones impersonations during the show Saturday. LOL. All right, T5, you do that. We'll make sure that we tune. Well, I'll be tuning in. You'll be at work.
Yeah, I'll be at work.
But we'll definitely
give you a shout out though.
Definitely tune in to hear those impersonations. All right. Well, I'm struggling. Do you have OSU popped up on your computer over there that I can see? Because my phone just spazzed out on me.
All right, let's see what I can pull up. We're looking at cross country, yes.
OSU, yes. Just go to the calendar. It has everything.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Oh, I am just all of a sudden just hit like loop-de-loop time. If you go down.
Where?
Not under that. You're under tickets.
I know.
No.
We're doing cross country.
Yeah, can I see the computer?
Yeah, I guess.
Please.
I mean, if you just have to see it.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm normally
Bear with us.
a lot more. Oh, your computer is slow. I have a Mac. He does not. Oh, it's like a huge jump from one computer to the other. All right.
That means I need a Mac.
This is like an everyday at our house.
Yeah, when the cameras come off, it's going to be the same thing, guys.
How do I hit this?
You press the...
I did press the button and it didn't work.
It's working now.
All right. So sorry. We are having a little bit of, oh my gosh. I done opened up a whole nother thing that wasn't supposed to be opened. We're having a little bit of a malfunction here, but we're going to
A little technical difficulty. That's what they said back in the day. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stay with us as we... What are you doing? Okay, let me see.
All right. Well, let's break this down here.
Let's do that.
All right. So men's cross country, men's and women's cross country were in the Wise Crockett Invitational in Stillwater. I found it. My phone is up and running. On Saturday the 19th, they both placed first place. So congratulations to them. Women's cross country was in the Wisconsin pre-nationals. The men's unfortunately did not. What's the D and C? I guess they didn't qualify. Women's placed 12th. And then
What day are you on?
I don't know. I don't know how to read that.
All right, so more cross-country related news. Cowboys cross-country retains the top spot in the USTF CCCA National Coaches Poll. OSU cross-country opens postseason action with trip to Waco for the Big 12 Championship.
Yes, that's what I was looking at. I was looking for the Big 12 Championship. All right. So that's about all we have for cross-country. They're just running. They pulled a Forrest and they're just running. So the Big 12 Championship is going to be at Cottonwood Creek Golf Course in Waco. And it's going to be held, does it say when?
Let's see. Just throwing it out there, the top-ranked Cowboys are going for their 5th straight Big 12 title. So, including number 2, BYU, and number 4, Iowa State. Let's see.
It doesn't say when it's being held.
Big 12. Big 12 Championship kicks off with the women.
Women's
at 10 a.m.
Women's 6K is going to be at 10 a.m.
Men's 8K.
And then men's 8K will follow immediately at 11 a.m. But it still doesn't say what day. So I'm going to need whoever wrote that to get their stuff together because I thought we was bad. All right. Can you pull up volleyball?
Sure.
All right. Now we're going to jump into some OSU Lady Cowgirl volleyball. Looks like Mr. Ralph is on here. He said, good afternoon, Angela and Fred. Have a great show. Heading home from Pittsburgh now. No Yinzer report today.
Shout out to Ralph. If you need
extra time, go for it. Thanks, Ralph. Ralph is he was at Monday Night Football yesterday. So in Pittsburgh, getting some good intel for his show, which is actually going to go live tomorrow. So If you're a Pittsburgh fan, Pittsburgh Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Panthers, all of that jazz. Check out the Yinzer Report tomorrow. Volleyball, please.
There's no volleyball.
Oh, I forgot. OSU doesn't have volleyball. Ha 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 ha. All right. I know men's and women's basketball is starting up soon. They are having their, I think it's today. Yes, women's basketball is going to be playing Southern Nazarene.
That's on Northwest 39th Street. They're at Nazarene University. I had actually considered attending there at one time. It's actually a really good school.
Well, they're having their exhibition tonight at 6:30 p.m. at the Gallagher Iba Arena.
Let me see.
Gallagher Iba
Arena.
Iba Arena. All right. So that is today, and then I thought the men, for some reason, excuse me, I got the hiccups really bad. Okay, so Big 12 cross country starts on championship starts on Friday. I just found it. Men's and women's starts on Friday. Any news on our this is what I was looking for. Women's basketball. It doesn't look like we have any men's basketball. Men's basketball played on the 26th, if this would load. They did play a charity game against SMU and ended up winning 89-78. So it's kind of like their exhibition. NCAA basketball will be starting soon. Make sure you tune in on Sundays to Fast Break for all basketball, NCAA and NBA. Well, WNBA is everywhere, but all basketball on Fast Break on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll be able to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph said, "Wow, thanks for the shout out. Let's go." Of course, Ralph. We're definitely going to shout you out.
Always, every time.
All right, so this is my favorite to cover because not many other teams cover it, but equestrian, where in our house is called Equestrians. All right, so I know for a fact our lovely horse lovers, there was they played. I don't know. They competed against They don't play.
I would say
they had a match. It's not a match.
No, I would just say competed.
Competed against number 10 UT Martin in Martin, Tennessee. We discussed that. They ended up winning 12-7 on Saturday the 19th. Equestrian then also had a competition on, I just saw their competition schedule. They competed against Baylor in Stillwater and ended up winning 12-6 against Baylor. And that was on Friday the 25th. And then on I just saw them. I just saw Equestrian again. Somewhere. I think they have an event coming up. Do you see questions on your list? All you got to do is hit close at the bottom.
Hold on.
So the equestrian team is actually doing very good. Can you just go to equestrian?
That's what I'm doing.
Just hit schedule. Meets. They're called meets. Sorry. Meets.
See? I didn't know. Now I know. I've been informed.
We've all been informed. They're actually, I thought that there was only 4 teams that did it, like an equestrian teams, but they're not. So they're actually 3-1 right now overall, and they are 1-1 in their conference. So within the conference, there's only 4. I believe there's like 4 teams in the equestrian conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, scroll down, please.
Sure.
Like I said, they played. Okay, so on Friday, that's where I saw that they will be having a meet against number 1 Auburn on Friday at 10 a.m. And then they will host number 5 SMU on Friday, November 15th. So we'll chat a little bit about that.
November 22nd, it'll be Fresno State, number 6, right?
Yep. And we'll go down further
and further
the list about
as time goes on.
Yep. All right, now we're going to get into some Tulsa Golden Hurricanes because I feel like we have chatted a lot about OSU. Oh, Yukio, nice to meet you. Fred and Angela, it's Wednesday at 5:30 a.m. in Japan. I just woke up now. Hope you have an awesome show.
Hey, shout out Yukio. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, he is in, he was the first member in the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame in my class. He was number 1 and I was number 2.
Okay.
So yes, he lives in Japan. So I can't believe you are awake at this time.
That's all right. Salute to you.
But thank you for tuning in. That is amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we're gonna jump head down the turnpike?
You can take the Route 66 also.
Or Route 66.
Or the Kilpatrick Turnpike to Tulsa.
And we are going to jump into some Tulsa Golden Hurricanes for just a little bit here. So Tulsa ended up losing 10 to 20 to Temple on the 19th. I wasn't really surprised, to be honest with you. I actually thought that was a game that Tulsa may have actually been able to win, only because Temple and Tulsa are not doing very good. So I was actually surprised to see Tulsa lose that game. But they did make it up because the following weekend, they ended up winning. We had a homecoming victory. Saturday the 26th was homecoming for the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. They put up a fight. They put on a show in their red jerseys, which is probably one of my favorite Tulsa jerseys, and came out against the University of Texas at San Antonio, winning 46-45. You guys know that I will get a little bit hyped for Tulsa, but I can't get too hyped for Tulsa because
it is a rivalry thing.
It's a rivalry thing.
We get it. It is what it is. Hey, support your team. You're supposed to.
Yeah. But no, I'm actually, very proud of Tulsa. I really thought that would have been 2 wins under their belt. Unfortunately, it was only 1. But it is what it is at this point. The Golden Hurricanes now in football are they've moved up. They are 10th in the American Conference. They are 1-3 in conference play and 2-2 overall. They will be hosting, they will be at UAB this weekend, and then Thursday night, November the 14th,
get that
7:30 p.m.
baby.
On ESPN.
ESPN.
Trust me, I will give you a heads up prior. The Tulsa Golden Hurricanes will be taking on my beloved East Carolina Pirates. The school that I went to, the school that I was raised at, where my parents went, my grandparents went. My mom was a librarian there. My grandma was a librarian there.
A lot of family history there.
My dad used to drive the bus for the football team. I spent many years marching in that homecoming parade.
And I went to my first ECU game last year.
You did.
I had a blast. It was fun.
One of my amazing, great friends, her husband, RIP, Jeff Charles, was the voice of the Pirates there for 35 years.
Yeah.
The Tulsa Golden Hurricanes are playing my beloved East Carolina Pirates. So don't worry. Next week we'll chat about that because the game, well, not next week, but week after next, we'll chat about that. So stay tuned. But yes, this week Tulsa will be at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB Blazers.
Hey.
So yeah. All right, let's jump into a little bit of we're going to talk about a little bit about women's soccer, Tulsa women's soccer here. Not too much. Let's see when they played. I'm telling you, my phone is like decided it's just going to shut down and doesn't
do what it want to do.
Yeah, it doesn't want to work. All right. So on the 27th, Tulsa played in, that was yesterday, right? No, that was Sunday. Tulsa was at USF in women's soccer, ended up tying 0-0. Men's soccer, I know this says just soccer. Let me change it so it says just soccer, not women's soccer, because Tulsa does have a men's program as well. All right. Here we go. Soccer. Men's was playing at UCF as well. Ended up winning 2-1. Let's see. Then on the 24th, I'm kind of going back in time a little bit. On the 24th, women's soccer ended up beating UAB losing to UAB 1-0. And then they lost to the Charlotte 49ers on the 20th, 2-0. So not too good there. Women's soccer is going to be at Memphis on Halloween, the 31st, and then conference play, the American Conference tournament play will be coming up soon. It's normally in Bradenton, which is about 30 minutes south of us. If it is, I will try to go, only because my Pirates are going to be there. Maybe get a little inside scoop on Tulsa Golden Hurricane soccer.
Get a little intel, you know.
But that is if they make it, because there's so many teams now in the American Conference that not every team is making it into postseason play.
Right.
All right. So really quick with volleyball. It looks like I'm not crazy. Like my phone just straight up. Okay, volleyball won 3-0 against, my phone won't let me see. It really won't, babe. Look. It just says 3 Tulsa, 0 somebody else on the 20th.
That's weird.
Against UTSA, the Roadrunners. Okay. On the 20th, volleyball did win 3-0 against UTSA. Then they ended up beating UAB 3-0 on the 25th, which was Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Yep.
And then Sunday they ended up beating Memphis 3-0. So
not looking too shabby.
Yes, exactly. Volleyball will be playing Wichita State on Friday, and they're hosting Wichita State on Friday, and then they'll be at Wichita State on the 3rd, which is Sunday. Cross country, real quick. I'm gonna make this short, fast, and in a hurry. Cross country, men's and women's will be are in the American Championship. That'll be starting on Friday. Women's will start at 4:05 p.m. and men's will start at 4:50. I'm sorry, it does not give me a location, so I apologize on that. Men's and women's golf coming up. Women will be at TCU. This was yesterday. It just says all day. And then men's golf, I just saw it. Men's golf just ran away. So I guess I didn't see it. Going back real quick to soccer, men's soccer will be playing host in Temple on November the 1st. We talked about football being at UAB on the 2nd. There was men's basketball. So, men's and women's basketball. Men's basketball is playing Missouri S&T tonight at 7 p.m. Women's are not playing this week coming up. And I think that is all in the great land of
the Tulsa area.
Tulsa Golden Hurricane sports. We're going to take a quick break. I know that was long. We need a break to grab some more water.
Regroup.
But real quick before we take a break, we're going to ask
some more Oklahoma trivia.
The shopping cart. I did not come up with these. These questions.
I'll research these.
These questions today are courtesy of Frederico over here. The shopping cart was invented in what Oklahoma town?
If you know, you know.
I don't know until you told me. I didn't even know the shopping cart was invented in Oklahoma.
I didn't either. But for those that know, you know. And if not, now you do.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to take a quick break right here on the Tornado Takeover. You're watching us, part of IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And we will be right back in just a second.
I was going to say moment. Stay tuned.
Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernan.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the 08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies.
And your one-timers.
You wicked wristas.
And be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph DeLeese, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold, and have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends. What's up with Pittsburgh sports? Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
All right, guys, we are back.
All right.
You are watching Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed
for all that is sports. That's Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela. You're Fred.
That's me.
All right, now we know who we are.
Yeah, and now you know who we are.
All right.
All right, so we're going to top this thing off, guys, talking about the Oklahoma City.
Wait, we got to give them the answer.
Oh.
We can't be leaving people hanging.
You're right. And hopefully maybe y'all research. It took some time to research. But if you didn't, the shopping cart was invented in what Oklahoma town? Can I get a drum roll?
My drum rolls aren't as good as yours.
And the answer is Ardmore. How about that? Yep. Ardmore, Oklahoma.
Do you know why they created the shopping cart?
Yeah, so we can go to Walmart the way we do every 2 or 3 times.
I'm going to need for you to give us some more information besides this is where it was founded.
Well, I'll tell you what. Everyone should be thankful because I know I am. I just wish that Ardmore would make shopping carts that don't roll all over the place. Because when we go to Walmart, you know, you'll get that raggedy shopping cart that wants to go this way when you're trying to go this way. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're trying to go straight, running into
the alignment just all kind of jacked up. But they came up with the blueprint, so shout out to Ardmore.
I think that was operator error, not our operation.
No,
error.
Whoever had it before.
Whoever had it before just.
So basically, it was a used shopping cart owner at the time. And then what happened was
jammed it right into the curb.
And I'm guilty of it too. I've done it before, so you know what I'm saying. But we thank you, Ardmore, because we only have so many hands, and we can't carry all this.
You don't want to use the old school baskets. Those things got heavy.
That's exactly why.
And then you stick them on your forearm like a baby carriage.
Yeah,
and then it's like
you got this mark on your arm. You know?
I said your forearm. I meant your bicep. Your bicep starts to hurt. It's
and then you got to switch arms and all that kind of stuff.
And then
So somebody in Ardmore was.
Do you call it though a buggy or do you call it a shopping cart?
I say shopping cart. Some people call it.
I call it a shopping cart, but up north they call it a buggy, and then I've heard people even down south call it a buggy.
So maybe it's a regional thing.
I call it a cart.
I call it a shopping cart.
I call it a cart. Can I get a cart?
Grab us a cart. So whenever we go to Walmart, we do grocery shopping. We'll grab a cart real quick. You know, one of those.
It's always a cart.
So we'll grab a cart. Then what we'll do is we'll grab it and then we'll just kind of shake it around.
Yeah, you got to do the test.
Give it a little test drive, just like you buy a car. You got to give it a test drive. You know.
Yeah.
Make sure it's good. So.
All right. Well, now
we're gonna be running into people, and then their shopping carts all jacked up. You know.
Well, now that we've talked enough about shopping carts.
Now, back
all
to...
right, let's talk about some Thunder Up.
Thunder Up.
All right, let's discuss this. You want to know why? Because the Thunder are number 1 in the West.
What?
Oh, that was
really Can we repeat that again?
The Thunder are number 1 in the West.
Hey, 3-0.
That's right. They are 3-0 overall.
Basketball teams in the Western Conference. They are the top seed. Let's go to this recent game.
Well, that's what would 3-0 overall and number 1 in the West would make it.
Well, I just had to throw that in there because the Thunder is looking really, really good.
They are looking good.
They're looking sharp.
They're looking great.
Just going to the last game with the Atlanta. Final score was 128 over 104. SGA, shout out to SGA. Shout out to the whole Thunder squad. His 35 points helped the team. He was just short of 1 assist for getting his 3rd triple-double in his career. He had 35 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. Chet Holmgren had 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Jalen Williams added 20 points and 9 rebounds for the Thunder. So
I had a full of Fred.
Yeah, you had to. Yeah, you know, I do that. Even like we went to the game this last Sunday, I seen some guy I never even met before. He was like,
he goes.
So I said, I'll see you, you know. So like a quick joke, I'll make it super fast, but you know, when we were young, you know, you see somebody treat you like, what's up, you know. As you got older, watch out now. There you go. You know?
Oh, we did not just hit him with the 6-shooter.
Watch out now. Y'all know, as you gotten older, it ain't this no more. There you go.
No, it's always, hi, hey.
Unless you're talking to a baby. So anyway.
I do that to grown folks all the time. Hey, how's it going?
Oklahoma City did outscore Atlanta 39-18 in the fourth quarter. The Thunder made 14 of their 23 field goals in the final period, while Atlanta made 6 of 20. Trae Young had 24 points and 8 assists. So that was a high-scoring game. But Oklahoma City did not shake. They trailed 58-50 with 55 seconds left in the first half before scoring their final 7 points of the second quarter, including the putback by Williams at the buzzer to trim the deficit to 58-57 at the break. So shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They look. We did watch the game a little bit, and I must say I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I read an article. Shout out to that article. I forgot where it was from, but they were talking about how SGA is still humbly striving to become even better. Mind you, he's like one of the best players in the game, but he still wants to become better, you know, like.
Isn't his girlfriend or wife pregnant?
I think so.
I'm about to just pull up some gossip now.
Yeah, I think so. But SGA is looking really sharp. The Thunder are looking really sharp right now. I hope they keep this streak up. Last season, they did really good, you know. They ran into Dallas. For those who watch the series, it was Lob City. You know, Dallas.
Not for us.
No, not for us. Dallas did what they did. But in all fairness, the Thunder look really, really good that time. And they're looking amazing. They're young, they're talented, they're sharp, picking up the new center. I mean, I only see them going up. What about you?
No, I was just looking at their past the three wins that they had. And honestly, they started out NBA play regular season, I should say, at the Nuggets. Ended up blowing out the Nuggets 102-87. Then they were at Chicago against the Bulls 114-95. That was on Saturday. And then on Sunday, that was the only kind of, I would say, close game, but that still wasn't even close, 128-104.
Yeah.
Now, they do host tomorrow. They do host the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are currently 1-2 and are 12th in the West. Sorry, after 10, it doesn't give you any more numbers, and I had to mentally count 11, 12.
Right.
So, I mean, OKC is sitting number 1 in the West at 3-0. Behind them, you've got Phoenix at 3-1, and then the Lakers 3-1. And then Dallas and the Clippers, as well as Golden State at 2-1. Rounding out the top 10, you've got New Orleans and Minnesota both at 2-1, Houston and Memphis at 2-2 each. So to be honest, we're 1-0 in conference play, 1-0 in divisional play, 3-0 overall. I'm not mad at what I'm seeing.
No, not at all. I just hope they can keep it up consistently.
I mean, your next few games, like I said, tomorrow you're hosting the Spurs, and then Friday you're at the Trailblazers, you're at the Clippers on Saturday, you're home against the Magic on the 4th. You've got 5 games in a six games, if you want to say, in a week span. I don't know how basketball players do it. I don't know how the NBA players do it. You think about it, Friday, they were in, where did I say? Saturday.
They're in Atlanta. They're in Atlanta.
Saturday, they were in Chicago, and then Sunday, they played home back in Oklahoma City. And Chicago and Oklahoma City is not that far away.
No.
But then when you got and like Portland, you're in Portland one day, and then you're in LA the next day. You know, that's not too bad. But it's when you make that cross country, you're playing in Orlando, and then you gotta go back to home against, you know,
whoever you're playing. Yeah.
One team, and then you're off to Portland. That's 3 time changes right there.
Right.
It went all within a
and anybody that's flown, you know, that jet lag.
That jet lag's no joke.
It is no joke.
You know, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I was a little concerned, I will say, heading into the season based off of practices, media, things like that.
Gelling, team chemistry.
Wondering if we were going to gel together. Wondering how those lines, they're not lines. That's hockey. What is it called?
I'm not sure what you mean.
The 5 people on the court.
Yeah, your starters.
Yeah, but they're not always starters. Some come off the bench.
Well, again,
like in hockey, you have lines. So it's like these 5 players always play together on this line.
No, it doesn't work like that in basketball. You'll have your starters.
That's what I'm saying. What is?
Yeah, you'll have your starters, and then the coach will make substitutions as needed. So, hey, come on out. You go on in there. You know.
I know that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
I didn't know if there was I didn't know if SGA and, you know, I would say Larry and Jerry, but that's not their real names. Gary and Larry and Terry all play. And Sean. Sean's the guy in Orlando.
Yeah.
If they all
this is stuff that we do, guys. I'm telling you, when the camera comes off, it's going to be the same thing, guys. But you get where we're going.
I don't know players very well in basketball. So there's 3 guys for the Thunder. There was 3 guys for the Thunder that had dreads that we always said looked like Larry Fitzgerald. And so we named them names that rhymed with Larry. So like one number is Terry, one guy is Jerry, one guy is Gary. And then we were like, that's Sean. And that's the announcer for the Orlando Magic. Anyways. Don't ask. I have their numbers written down. I don't know who.
Don't ask no questions.
I don't know who their real names are, but in my head, they're Larry, Gary,
yeah,
Terry.
It's just a little game we play.
And Larry is Larry Fitzgerald, the football player for the Cardinals. So
he doesn't play anymore for the Cardinals.
Well, he used to.
He
hasn't technically officially retired either, but
has he been playing?
No.
Then he's retired.
Anyways,
talented guy, but he's retired. So anyway, guys.
Anyways, moving on. So I think that, you know, we were all a little concerned on how, with all the moving pieces, how they were going to play together. So I'm actually really surprised. My one concern is, though, that I don't want them getting the hype of everybody saying, oh, they're going to be number 1.
And then it goes to their head, and then they run into a team.
Exactly.
And they humble them.
And then we're out here being boo-boo the fool.
Right.
Like,
looking bad. I think that, at least for now, the chemistry is looking pretty good, especially picking up the center from, they picked him up from Boston.
No. What's the guy's name? No, the guy from New York.
Oh, Hortenstein. Yeah, Hortenstein.
That was
he is from New York. No.
The Knicks dude.
Excuse me, guys. The center from New York, or Hortenstein. Apparently he's looking pretty good in there, you know. And we needed his inside presence. He was really good in New York. So, excuse me again. Let's see how it goes. We're on a roll. Let's just keep it on there, you know. Let's stay humble, but let's stay confident, and let's keep playing ball and showing these guys why they got us at the top seed in the West, you know. So,
well, I mean, I think 3-0 kind of speaks for itself.
It does, and they weren't playing against weak teams. You know?
No, I mean, looking at the conference and looking at, just looking at who they played. Okay, they played the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Nuggets. And, you know, looking at the conference that are the different standings, the Hawks are sitting 6th, the Bulls are sitting 5th. I mean, the Nuggets.
2 seasons ago, they were the champions.
The Nuggets are sitting 13th.
Right.
So the Nuggets are kind of like at the bottom of the barrel. Like
at this point in time, but like I said,
playoffs were to start today, they ain't making it.
No, not at all.
But, as far as Chicago's 2-2 now. Atlanta's now 2-2. Denver's 1-2. I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. I'm so sorry. So it's not like we're playing it. Like, no offense to anybody who is a fan of these teams, but it's not like we're playing Utah, who's 0-3, or Detroit, that's 0-4.
Right.
And we're playing people with big names that have
strong talent.
Exactly.
Like Jokic, who can just score with his eyes closed.
And Trae Young and
Jamal Murray.
Exactly.
And Trae Young is an animal himself. So
exactly. So I think it's promising for the Thunder.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited to see where this season goes and how things lead. But I don't want us to get over confident, over cocky.
Right. And then we end up getting humbled. And then that happens.
No, we end up getting embarrassed.
Right. Looking bad.
Because, I'm sorry, but you come out here thinking that you what on a stick.
And someone takes that bag and takes it out your hand and eats the chips.
No, it takes it, whoops your behind with that bag,
you
and
sit up here looking like what happened.
You gonna be out here looking
now
like
we going back to the drawing board. Shout out to OU and OSU.
OU and OSU, I ain't even got time for them no more.
We need to spend all the time we need for them. We need to spend all the time we need to spend on them. I just had to throw that out there. So Thunder, keep doing Thunder up, baby. Keep doing what you're doing. Just stay humble and just keep winning. Yeah,
they're looking really, really good.
Looking sharp. Absolutely.
All right. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in. Thank you to everyone in the chat. We had so much fun with you guys. Don't forget, follow us over on our Instagram page, our Instagram account at TornadoTKOB_IE. Also, make sure that you follow IE Sports Radio on X, IG, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if I said that. Okay. YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Without them, you would not be able to deposit this amazing show.
Thank you, guys.
If you are unable to watch the live or didn't miss the beginning of it, remember you can always catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Castbox, Threadser, Podcast Addicts, Podchaser, and Savon, whatever. Anyway, download us, ask for Amazon Alexa to play us. Super loud, so we love you guys. Thank you so much. And we will be back next week at our normal time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. That is it. You're your host. And I'm Angela, and you're going to listen to Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Good night, guys. Have a great day.